What's up, everyone? I'm Chris Greer, producer and co-host of Viewfinders. You're about to watch the entire third season of Viewfinders, end to end, no interruptions, perfect for binge watching. We had adventures all over the United States, including Acadia in the fall, Grand Teton National Park with moose and elk and bear and all types of stuff. It was an amazing season. Hope you enjoy it.
One of the youngest mountain ranges in North America.
Over 310,000 acres in size.
Featuring 8 mountain peaks, over 12,000 feet.
This is Grand Teton National Park. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
And we're the Viewfinders.
It's true, there's things these photographs don't show. We belong here with the great Tetons.
This is a truly stunning scene, and the light has been phenomenal. It was like hazy and smoky, and we were not feeling good about it. And then suddenly it just all changed in a matter of like 20 minutes.
We got this leading right up into the mountain there. The only problem is we got a little bit of haze, but I think we can make this work. We've been out here for a while and it's gonna have to work. Well, in baseball they call this a rain delay.
It is a rain delay, but it's a rain delay for when you're up by like 8 runs. That's how I feel. Because when we were driving here from the lodge, everything was so hazy, so smoky. There's no definition. And so we were both kind of thinking, oh, this isn't looking good.
It wasn't the best.
And we get here and it changes and the light is just absolutely dynamic. We found a composition we both loved and it just kept getting better. It was changing, the rays were moving directions. I mean, what a great start to the Tetons, man.
We belong here with the great Tetons. Yes, we belong here with the great Tetons.
So the greater Yellowstone ecosystem makes reference to Grand Teton National Park, Yellowstone to the north, and all the surrounding national forest lands, other federal lands and state lands as well. It's considered to be one of the largest intact ecosystems in the temperate regions around the world. So we're talking like 22 million acres. Pretty amazing. And I think one of the things that makes this area incredible is that all of the animal species that were here prior to settlement are still here.
It's good for our psyche to know that there are places that are wild, that are kind of void of the human presence. When you're driving down the concrete and there's signs and all the whatever, it's good for you to think about places like this.
Pick your poison. One day I'll stop calling. Burn my ego. Friends are more than people. Choked on envy. Won't somebody come get me? Choose your partner. Find them slow dancing with another. Lay me down in the woods. feel my own shake. Feel my own shake. Feel my own shake.
Well, Paul, we've had a great morning so far, and
Yes.
the sun hadn't even come up.
Very early morning.
So we're on our way here to this overlook to photograph first light here, the Tetons, and we came across a stunning scene of just elk running.
And it was an unplanned kind of pit stop
Yes.
to try to see if we were going to see some moose.
Oh man, and they posed for us. It's like they knew.
They were not shy at all.
Yeah.
They just wanted to make sure that we didn't present any danger to them, and that was really it.
It was fantastic. So that was a good start. Now we're here, and we're hoping that the sun is going to catch the very, very top of those mountains and then kind of slowly come down. And so that's the shot I think we're both looking for.
Yeah.
Probably similar compositions, but it's cold. Like
Very.
I need another jacket on top of this one.
You're not supposed to see your breath in July.
No,
you know?
not in late July.
Lay me down in the woods until I've overcome the things I should. You know I love to stay, at least until I can feel my own shake. Feel my own shake. Feel my own shake.
Paul, this is a really cool way to
This is beautiful.
experience the Tetons.
This is beautiful.
You know, the Snake River is iconic. You hear
Yeah.
about it all the time when you think about the Rockies, and I get it, it's crystal clear.
The water is,
Yeah, you can see right to the bottom. It's full of fish. See people fly fishing everywhere. We've seen eagles.
probably the best view of the mountains from out here too.
I know. It's been really, really cool. And we've asked our guide to produce moose and bear, so I'm sure that's going to happen sometime soon.
Some people sometimes ask, do you get like bored of it, or and you never do. I mean, every day you look out and you see the natural beauty around you, and that's why most of us live here. That's the reason why people come here, is to see the natural beauty and to be able to really enjoy an area that we've decided to keep more pristine, and really have put a lot of effort into doing that. And it's part of the joys of living here is, waking up in the morning and seeing a moose in your backyard, or seeing a bear, or seeing wolves in the winter, and just being able to kind of live and try to find a way to cohabitate with all of that nature. That's kind of the point of being out in the nature, is to really feel small just a little bit and realize, there's a lot else out there.
You cannot spaces, knowing now that I'm not alone, and you are around, and I have 49 places all lined up while I'm stumbling round with a spilling cup, singing, facing another way that I am knowing that the love can't stay in the round. Down by the water, singing our songs, my darling, the loving sun's going down.
Paul, I appreciate you coming through in a pinch and letting me borrow your camera, because mine is literally laying on my bed in my room right now.
Oh, wow. That's like one of my biggest nightmares.
It is literally, it is the cardinal sin of a photography show when you don't have your camera with you.
That's the #1 rule of photography.
have a camera.
So the good news is that we are in a really cool, beautiful new spot of the park that we did not know about. And you're gonna get a chance to really explore it because I'm gonna have to leave you, drive all the way back to the hotel, get my camera, and then return.
Yep.
So I am getting a nice little bit of a sunrise shot here. He's letting me borrow his backup body. That's awesome. It's gorgeous, as you can tell. But then I have to skedaddle back to the hotel quickly, but within the constraints of the speed limit to get my camera body, return, so that we can continue. So this is not how I wanted this morning to start, but I totally blame 4:30 alarms over and over and over.
Puffed up my ways and I know you, but I know myself like I know you too. And I see a lot of faces just like ours, and they're going fast.
We got a really cool shot here. A local guide here put us onto this spot. And there's a great chance that you might not see this anywhere else. We got this nice stream just coming straight down into the frame, leading us right into the mountain there. And then we got some nice sunlight that's getting ready to pop up over the sky. It's gonna hit that mountain. It's gonna show us all the detail on the mountain. Perfect shot.
Down by the water, empty and calm, my darling, the loving sun's coming.
National parks are really important, but it's really important too to make sure that we continue to protect those national forests and other public lands surrounding the national parks. Because these wildlife, they don't pay attention to these political boundaries, okay? They oftentimes move in and out of the national parks in different habitats. So it's really important that these national parks not become islands surrounded by development. I think of a relationship with nature as being such an important, I would say critical source of joy, peace, and when need be, healing.
You know, 500 plus bison here in the Tetons, kind of between two different elk herds, almost 15,000 elk here. Grizzly bears that everybody wants to see, you know, maybe 40, 45-ish, kind of fluctuating between the park and the forest. And seeing them on the landscape, I think for a lot of folks, it brings them a sense of, wonder what my life would be like if I were that animal.
I know now that I can't make good how I wish I could. Go back and put me where you stood. Nothing's really something now, the whole thing's should.
I swear I took at least two. I might have taken 300 pictures just
Yeah,
now.
I think I did. Probably about 200.
I put mine on like high frame rate.
Yeah.
And man, being able, like having a 600 to like reach out and grab them.
Yep.
You know, like it's just different.
A 600 that'll keep them sharp, yeah.
Like if we'd shown up with like a phone or something, there's just,
not
it
gonna
wouldn't have
work.
been the same.
Yeah.
So there's a time and a place for sure
For long
to have
lenses.
a big long
Yeah.
lens, and this is the time and the place. Every once in a while I would just kind of pause and just like soak it in, not through my viewfinder.
Yeah.
Because it's just witnessing something that's rare and special. This is magnificent.
I can't rest on no dynasty. Yeah, what is wrong with me? Man, I'm so sorry. I got the best of me. I really damn been on such a violent spree.
We're kind of spoiled. We get the Tetons, it's smaller. We don't get as many people as Yellowstone. We're not as big. I grew up in Colorado, so I'm used to big landscapes, but there's something about being able to go from the valley floor to an alpine lake in just a couple miles.
With what's left of me, as you live and breathe, I really know now what had hold on me.
The more time I spend in aspen forests, the more I develop a search image for these markings that you see on this aspen tree here. It looks like almost like black claw marks, essentially, and they're black now. They're healed. It's basically like almost like a scab, like we would have a scab on ourselves. The aspen trees do that as well. These marks were made by a bear, or probably by multiple bears over time. And you think, well, what would be the motivation of this bear climbing this tree? Sometimes a mama bear will send cubs up a tree, you know, if she feels threatened or the cubs feel threatened. But in this case, this aspen tree is right next to this hawthorn shrub. And this hawthorn shrub is one of our key berry producers, particularly in late August and September. And so bears will stand up on their hind legs and reach up and eat the berries. You know, they'll eat the low-hanging fruit. But how does a bear get to the upper branches, especially since this is not a very big tree? What they do is they use this aspen tree just like a ladder. And the black bears especially, because black bears are better climbers than grizzlies, black bears will climb these trees in order to get the high-hanging fruit. So it's really fun. It's one of those things that the more I notice it, the more I see it, the more I recognize it when I go into aspen forests.
You know I can't eat without you, and I can't sleep without you. Stay up all night, writing songs about you. Take me home, and I spend all my days drinking, so I don't have to spend them thinking. And I know that I won't last long this way.
So we were just driving to our sunset spot and came upon this, and it's just so phenomenal. This is, I guess, the Cathedral, these massive 13,000 foot plus mountains. The sun is shining over them, the clouds are streaming overhead. All of this kind of scrub here is lighting up. And so I'm shooting this with actually 3 exposures. I'm shooting an exposure for this foreground here. I'm shooting an exposure for the actual mountains. And then I'm putting on a really strong ND filter, which is like strong sunglasses, so that I can slow my shutter speed down and shoot a 20 to 30 second exposure to get the clouds kind of streaking overhead, and I'm gonna blend all of those together into the final shot. So I'm hopeful it's gonna turn out, but we gotta move on to the next spot here in a second.
It's too far off and in my chest. The rhythm's gone and all of the rest.
When you see really jagged mountains like this, you know they're very young mountains. In fact, the Tetons are thought to be some of the youngest mountains in North America. They're a mere 10 million years old. Hard to fathom that kind of time, but those are considered very young mountains. And when you see some of those valleys that have been carved, a lot of those valleys are carved by glaciation. So glaciation, glaciers, ice ages have played a major role in carving out those mountains. And then, of course, the U-shaped glacier valleys then were followed up by snowmelt, then continuing to carve those valleys deeper, making them more V-shaped as well.
You got me walking 10 miles high.
I love this spot because we can get right down to the water, and it allows us a chance for reflections. It allows this massively grand scene. I mean, we're basically at the base of these incredibly high 13,000 foot mountains.
If you're looking for a good foreground, you're looking for a good midground and background, you got it here. These rocks, perfectly placed, in my opinion.
And we've got the clouds just kind of coming right over, and so it's just, to me, it's perfect.
Gonna mellow out the water, After a while, when it gets a little darker, I'm gonna have the shutters stay open a little longer, smooth out that water, and gonna keep my fingers crossed, put some color in the sky.
The only way I could improve this is if we get some color in that sky, and we'll know that in about 30 or 40 minutes.
And we were singing, ooh, if you'll be mine, then ooh, we will climb, 'cause we belong.
I'm often asked by either visitors or people who are planning to come here, when's the best time to come? And my response is always, what are you interested in? Because truly, literally every month, every week you could say there's something special happening, whether it be animals giving birth, whether it be animals gorging themselves before hibernation, or certain plants that are abundant at certain times of the year.
You can have somebody who's never visited this place before, and it's, you know, they're bug-eyed, and as rightfully so. And then you can have folks who said, I've been here 100 times, or I came here when I was 3.5 feet tall, and I still remember it. And the collective memory of what Teton and Yellowstone and Western Wyoming means is it's huge.
We belong here with the great Tetons.
Paul, this has been one of the better photographic experiences of my life.
I second that.
It was just unbelievable day after day.
Before coming here, I thought of this as a photographer's paradise. It didn't let me down.
You were
Did
correct.
not let me down.
We got so many pictures. We can't possibly share them all. The episode isn't long enough. And the light has gotten so good over the past 2 days.
Yeah.
The smoky haze is kind of
That kinda
filtered
flew
out of
out,
here.
yeah.
Temperatures are great, and just absolutely stunning views.
I don't even want to go home.
I don't either. I don't either. Does anything stand out in your mind? Is like the shot? To me, it's impossible to choose.
Sunrise from yesterday morning stands out to me. I liked the composition I had out there. It was pretty simple, but it was something that I don't normally get a chance to shoot. So
You're saying that because you know I forgot my camera
I'm
and
not
had to
even
drive,
thinking about
get my
we're not even
camera
going that
while
way.
you were having the best morning of your life without your partner.
No. I feel so bad for you.
God.
But it was beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just beautiful. The sky, the colors, it went through the whole orange to pink to blue to dark blue.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And we learned so much. We have an even greater understanding of how special this place is, because it truly is. And so just overall, it's been a fantastic trip. I'm so glad we did it. So glad we saw this. I can't wait to go through my pictures. I've got over 2,000 pictures.
I'm afraid to count how many I have.
Yeah. But what's also crazy is we've got more adventures ahead. A lot of them. So I don't know about you. I'm ready to hit the road.
Let's go, man.
Let's do it.
Hollows in the woods call out, trails up mountains climb, waves that sand keep beating.
What you're looking for won't be found easily. It grows upon the mountain in a sacred place. Up beyond the clouds in ancient ground, so they say. And many men have died trekking up that way.
This property contains over 2,000 miles of roads,
Over 550,000 acres in size.
featuring a population of over 7,000 elk and 1,400 bison.
This is Vermejo. I'm Paul,
I'm Chris,
and we're the Viewfinders.
now, Paul. 3-hour flight, 4-hour drive, and we're finally arriving.
Yeah,
And it's still a ways, even though we're on the property.
but I like what I've seen so far.
It is extremely remote. I've never been to this area of New Mexico before, but
I've never been to New Mexico, period, so.
it's beautiful though. I mean, and I wasn't thinking colors. That just wasn't on my radar, but there's actually some nice color right now.
Yep, very saturated, very bright.
Yeah, and it's hard to even imagine, to wrap your brain around the scale, the size of this place. And how many cars have we seen since we
Zero.
left the interstate?
Maybe one.
Like 30 something miles ago. Like, no, we haven't seen a house.
Nope.
We haven't seen a gas station, which has been a bit of a concern for me because I'm approaching a quarter of a tank and we do have to get back out of here. But we're just gonna figure that out, you know?
I'm letting you know I'm not a good pusher of vehicles, so.
On the road, going nowhere, with nothing on my mind. I'm acting like I don't care, with nothing on my mind.
You know, Vermejo is certainly the crown jewel in the collection of Ted's properties. Vermejo is 558,000 acres, and so that's really, really big. Often when we try to describe how big it is, we reference it to different national parks. Vermejo is actually about the same size as Canyonlands National Park, the Redwoods National Park, and Zion National Park combined. So it's a really big place.
When the wind blows, God knows, baby, I'll be your refuge from the storm.
So we haven't even reached the spot where we check in and we're already seeing, I mean, just really, really beautiful scenery. We have this snow-capped mountain. We have these colorful trees. We've got a very blue sky, which normally is not ideal, but I think it actually kind of works for this particular composition. And we have the leading line of this gravel road. It's just absolutely beautiful. One thing, here's a photography tip. I know Paul agrees. Don't always assume you can come back and get the shot again. Things change, weather changes, conditions change. This could be the only time this is a pretty good shot. It could be completely socked in by clouds later. So anyway, we're stopping and we're getting it.
Get it while the getting's good.
Yeah, absolutely. So if this is just a tiny hint of what's to come, I'm already a little bit giddy.
I'll be your wildflower, you'll be my rain or shine.
Yeah, so Captain Planet is 33 years old. It was inspired and it grew out of Captain Planet and the Planeteers, which was the #1 Saturday morning cartoon back in the early 90s. And it activated young people all over the United States and around the globe who wanted to become Planeteers. The characters are 5 young people from 5 different continents who combine their powers to solve environmental problems. And the power of their collaboration creates Captain Planet. And so young people loved that message. They could see themselves in the cartoon and they wanted to do that good work. And so for 33 years, the foundation has been supporting them in those efforts.
We're here today to share our Planeteer Alliance Boot Camp, which is a foundational boot camp for young people to talk about climate, environment, so they have a base understanding, and then to look at how they can affect change within their respective communities, understanding what the problems are, how those problems show up within our community, and what the root causes of those problems are, so they can create solutions. Being here at Vermejo, we've got the beautiful ranch right behind us, right all around us, quite honestly.
This is beautiful. I got this 150 to 600 on there, kind of compressing the scene. Got some trees in the background. I got this buffalo I'm trying to focus in on in my foreground, and I got that snow-covered mountain in the background. Perfect composition, if you ask me.
So we found this incredibly beautiful spot. There's tons of bison. There's a lake. The sun is setting behind the mountains there. Unfortunately, we don't have any clouds. I would love some clouds for the color. But the bison are kind of moving around here. They are skittish. We're obviously keeping a safe distance from them, but they're kind of shifting their position. So we're having to shift our own position to figure out a composition that's going to work.
And this is what we came here for. This is great. This is great.
That was a scramble.
Yes, it all happened quickly.
Super quick.
Yep.
That's the thing
But
about...
it just goes to show you, yeah, just a few minutes in time makes a difference in the photo.
It worked out really well. It was super pretty.
Yep.
I mean, how peaceful is this?
Yeah.
Literally, there's no man-made sounds right now.
Ted has a quote that I love to share. It says, "When we spend time in nature, we heal ourselves. When we protect nature, we heal the planet." We have a genuine belief that when people spend time in nature, that it's reconnecting humanity with something that's really important that makes us better people.
So I've been at the foundation since 2012. Jade and the Turner Foundation and we call it the Turnerverse. We've been talking for years about how to connect the work of the foundation to the work of the properties. And we've been looking for that sort of magic space. And as the Planetary Alliance has developed and we have this opportunity to do a mini boot camp, this is the first foray into that. And I can really see how there's a lot more opportunity for us to do more.
The key activity that we did was that root cause analysis. Again, really identifying what's the issue.
Yeah, I've had a really good time. I've learned a lot. It was interesting to kind of meet with everyone and see their different opinions on, kind of what Captain Planet's all about.
We use the example of plants or trees. And a lot of the young people have experience with agriculture here, and so they know what it is to grow and to plant.
My family, we farm actually the southern part of Vermejo down at the WS, which is really close to Cimarron. And so a lot of what we do is trying to conserve water.
And so when I ask them the question of, how do you know when a plant is sick? Well, you recognize it in the leaves. Those are the effects, right? You identify what's the problem, what caused the leaf to turn colors, or it could be the sun, it could be too much water, not enough water, but you have to identify what the problem is.
Water is a big thing that was brought up today, kind of conservation and how we can help ourselves kind of use water in a better way, in a more efficient way. I'll definitely be thinking about that in the future.
And so using that analogy with something that they're already connected to helps them to better understand how they can address other types of issues.
I met you over mountain moons, banjo riffs and fiddle tunes, and Sugar River, Stair Creek first, once now, twice now, every weekend. Lean in, beloved friend, bits of tender.
Jade is taking us to all of the great spots, and we came around the curve, and when I saw this is my wheelhouse. I'm a tree guy. We have brilliant, brilliant cottonwood trees with this just rich, rich yellow color. Everything else is kind of a much more monochrome, either green or brown or tan, and then we just have these trees with these kind of sinewy branches running up towards the sky. I mean, obviously I'd love some clouds here, but I'm not going to complain because it's still a stunning scene.
Me and my group thought that campfires and lit cigarettes could be a huge part of what causes forest fires.
We talked about how we could affect our communities and how it might affect the animals.
Tell me an idea that you had today, maybe an idea that you shared with everybody.
When you go camping, you have to sign a waiver saying basically if there is a forest fire and they can trace it back to wherever you were camping, you have to pay a fine.
Brave men fall with the battle cry. Tears fill the eyes of their loved ones and their brothers in arms. So it went for Joe.
I think what a lot of people don't realize is that some fires, wildfires, can be really devastating and bad, and other fires, forest fires, are really healthy and the forest needs those fires. But Vermejo, as an example, had an area of 600,000 acres that was clear cut in the early 1900s. And so once that happens, then there's some problems that come with the forest. And so all the trees then try to grow up at the same time, really dense together, they're the same age, and that's not a healthy forest. A healthy forest has really old trees, some really young trees, and different species of trees.
These properties are a testament to what can be possible with vision. It's a commitment to conservation, it's a commitment to regeneration. You know, that's the thing that I think is so lovely about the work of the ranches is they're not just in conservation mode, they're in that regenerative change mode.
To return Vermejo's forest back to that healthy state, we do some treatment work every single year. And what that treatment looks like is it's kind of like we go in and we thin the forest. So we're going to take out some of the small trees, some of the dead trees, some of the sick trees. And now when you look at an area like this forest that we're walking in right now was treated about 20 years ago. Once you've thinned that forest out, now something different can happen. Now a healthy fire can start here. And so this forest was treated 20 years ago, and around 10 years ago, there was a fire here. When a fire comes in, it's supposed to burn the grass, it's supposed to burn these dead trees that are on the ground. Some of the new little baby trees are gonna get burned away, but just a few trees, like the teenager trees, are gonna start to age up above that point. And so now we get this pattern of age diversity in the forest. It stays thin like this, and this is actually what's supposed to happen.
How's it looking, Paul?
Looks good. That light is hitting that mountain right now.
Yeah. We saw this earlier this morning coming up this road, and we're like, here's our sunset spot.
Gotta come back.
We know it's good when both of us are just like, yes.
Yep.
And that's how this was.
That's when you know you hit a spot.
It's kind of raking across. It's changing quickly because of these mountains that's kind of dropping behind, but those are catching light. So we've pivoted from the road into the mountain shot, and now we're doing lake underneath the mountains, which is equally stunning. And we're crossing our fingers we're gonna get some kind of afterglow, pink sky with the clouds that are filtering in. Paul, what are you seeing over there?
I'm on wide. I'm like super wide here because I like this little formation here with the shrubbery here and the rock formation leading right into the two mountains there.
I see.
And the way I have it set up, the way I'm gonna crop this thing, that the other mountain over here is not even gonna be seen.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna worry about that. I'm worried about the two with the snow on top.
I hear you. That's a good crop because that was my issue when I first came in. The one over on the right is starting to kind of fall into this dark,
it is,
kind of lifeless mountain that isn't going to really add any interest. I'm actually shooting this portrait, and I'm doing a real simple composition, reflection, long exposure, just this mountain peak that's dead in front of me. So this will be kind of cool. This shows why photography is just such a neat hobby or passion. Two experienced photographers can go to the same location and approach it in completely different ways. We're gonna have two very different images from this shoot here.
Till lights burn red, you're hotter than hell, and I've been long gone, couldn't you tell? the smoke in the air. Couldn't hide my shame, saw it lit up on that silver screen.
The sky is bright, much brighter than the foreground. It's getting pink, and I want to capture that, but the shadows of the barn it's hard to have any detail.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till a little bit more light comes up.
Yeah.
Because I want to get some light on that barn. I think there's a lot of character in there.
Oh yeah,
And I was just playing around with different foreground elements, potential foreground elements out there. So I got a couple of different compositions I worked out with this barn. And basically what I'm trying to do now is just get different compositions with different light values because I'm gonna have to compensate for the bright sky right now and the shadows on that barn. So I'm gonna have to do a couple of different things to get that exposure just right for one shot. So underexposing some shots, overexposing some shots, combine them all together in post, we should be okay.
Oh, and you came on strong like some running wave. Your beauty left me broke and hungry, left me begging to the birds for a bone offering.
Vermejo is a Native American and Spanish word. It means vermilion, and it is reflective of like the color of red. And so the Vermejo River that runs through the middle of Vermejo starts up in the red rock area of the property, and so it definitely has a red tint that runs down through it.
I think some of the activities or programs that they have on the reserve, it's the kind of strategy or the kind of solutions that are what we're driving our young people to achieve or aim for at a much smaller level, if you will, more local level, because they're fifth graders and through 12th graders. But it allows them to see what the possibilities are and how they can, in their own way, affect change.
The pinnacle conservation project that's happened on Vermejo is the restoration of the Rio Grande cutthroat trout. And our team has done a little over 60 miles of rivers and streams that we've removed non-native fish and been able to bring back the Rio Grande cutthroat trout into those waters.
Somewhere, baby, it's part of me, apart from me. It ain't waste to hollow.
So this is just, to me, it's perfection. Our incredible tour guide, Jade, has brought us to a prime spot. And right when we saw these distant mountains, Paul and I knew. I mean,
this was the spot.
This is the spot. It feels like we're just sitting up, looking out over Vermejo. We have these distant snow-capped mountains. We're about 25 minutes from sunrise. So we're already getting a nice glow. There's kind of wispy clouds above the mountains, and so that gives me some hope for color here in a little while. But it's just so quiet, it's so peaceful, and we're just kind of gazing out over who knows how many miles, 50, 100, 150 miles of beautiful mountain scenery. So it's so hard to get a grasp of how big Vermejo is, but this site right here is one of those places where you can actually start to feel how big it is. And so from where we are standing, you can literally see 80 miles across, and it's all Vermejo. Everything the light's touching is all on the property right now. It's unbelievable.
We're always encouraging young people to find others that they can work with, to form a campaign team, to form a project team, and then to execute against those ideas. And we provide grants in order for them to buy the supplies, whatever it is that they need in order to do that project. I believe that more companies, more communities, and more governments need to be really listening to the generation and investing with them directly in their ideas. And then I think, we've got a path forward.
That was awesome.
Definitely.
I mean,
this whole place is awesome.
Yeah, yes, literally. I mean, if we retrace, it's been a whirlwind a few days here, but if we retrace when we just came in the gates, hadn't barely even scratched the surface of this place, and we're already like, we got to pull over and take a picture. And then fast forward to now, we just had some incredible sunrise with just
clouds, the light.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was just hitting this morning.
And I was just turning my camera and I could go in and out, different compositions, different mountain peaks, different clouds. It was
sometimes those kind of situations are a little bit more confusing for me.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't know where to concentrate. I mean, you probably can't go wrong.
Right.
But it's just so much.
I know.
You know?
It's like an overload.
Yeah.
It's like, where do I shoot? It's all so good. So the experience of the photography here, on top of just learning about it, the significance of it, the conservation efforts that are underway, just how vast it is.
Yeah.
And then, of course, spending time with Captain Planet, too, and seeing the initiatives that they're doing, it was just a really meaningful couple of days of photography.
It's a learning experience for me, I would say.
Learned a lot, made me appreciate the planet even more. And all I want to do is take beautiful photos of all of these locations, and this qualifies as an absolutely stunning location.
Top notch. I think this is probably one of the best places we've been.
Yeah, from a photography standpoint, and also just the sheer beauty of it. It surpassed my expectations.
Found some views out here.
Found some views. And speaking of which, there's still more.
Got that right.
I guess it might be time. I hate to leave, but there's more views awaiting us. So, all right, man, let's go find them.
Oh, there's a river that winds on forever. I'm gonna see where it leads. Oh, there's a mountain that no man has mounted. I'm gonna stand on a peak. Out there's a land that time don't command. Wanna be the first to arrive. No time for pondering why I'm wandering on while we both sit and climb. To the ends of the earth, would you follow me? There's a world that was meant for us to see.
The only national park in the Northeast.
One of the smallest but most popular parks in the national park system.
With 45 miles of carriage roads weaving throughout the park.
This is Acadia National Park. I'm Paul.
I'm Chris. And we're the Viewfinders.
Acadia is one of the most unique national parks in the United States, where you can really embrace that Maine rugged coastline with the granite and the pine. We also have these really serene freshwater ponds that allow you to kind of feel a little bit more of that coziness that kind of comes with Maine. And we also have these beautiful mountains all around us that give you this landscape and these views that you really aren't going to be able to find anywhere else in the Northeast.
other hands in mine.
All right, so I'm putting myself in a little bit of harm's way here. And in fact, I've already gotten my foot soaked and my gear a little wet with salt water. Not good. It is such an iconic spot here in Acadia, and it is stunningly beautiful. My foot is soaked because I'm down here almost at the water level. The waves are crashing in, coming right under my lens, and the sun is coming up there on the horizon. Oh God, hold on. So anyway, I don't want my gear to get ruined. It's gotten a little splashed, but I mean, how often are you here? This is an incredible location, and we're getting a good sunrise.
She's growing tall and fine. She's got my back. She'll follow me down every street, no matter what my crime.
Hey, Paul, what do you think about this spot?
It looks really nice out here, man. You don't get to see this every day.
There's so many compositions. Everywhere I look is a new shot.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'm getting literally multiple portfolio shots this morning, and that is ultra rare. How are you approaching it?
I was focusing on some birds just now, some seagulls out here. I wanted to get them in motion. That wasn't working out too well, but I got some standing still, and I'm really getting that light reflecting off the water, hitting the rocks.
There's so much movement, so much motion that I think it transforms the image, and it's just stunning. I feel like I'm just sitting on the edge of the world.
All inside our Amsterdam she flies, holding the kites, that howling wind, just take everything, she's easy lonely eyes.
Conservation is really at the core of what we're trying to do here at Acadia National Park. So we do that in a lot of different ways. So a really unique program I think that we have actually here at the Jordan Pond is we have a buoy that we will put out once a year in the deepest part of the pond. And there is a sensor that goes all the way down to the bottom that allows us every meter to be able to take readings of pH and oxygen levels and temperature. And that tells us a lot about what's actually going on behind the scenes that you can't really see when you're looking at some of these natural resources. So having that information means that if the climate continues to change, and if we hit a point where there could be some danger to some of our resources, because we have had this long-term monitoring program in place, we'll be able to sense that pretty immediately and then be able to jump into action to hopefully continue to preserve these resources.
Just a playground out here. I mean, there are just so many different rock formations, different compositions you can create here. What I'm trying to do though is keep the rocks in my foreground and keep the mountain out there in the background and get some movement with the clouds in the sky. So of course I got my circular polarizer on there, and then I also have my ND6. I wish I had something stronger, but I didn't bring it on this trip. Whenever you travel, take everything you got, okay? It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it, because that's where I am now. So the longest I'm able to go right now, taking my aperture all the way down to like f22, a small pinhole in that aperture ring that allows a very small amount of light to go through at a particular time. This was a great location.
So we're here at Jordan Pond. It's very cool and windy, but it's beautiful. Got the clouds, blue sky, lots of colors, the base of the mountains. And so what I'm trying to do, I mean, this is the place where you see so many photos of this location, but the wind has kind of churned up some bubbles. Those bubbles are moving with the wind. And so to kind of add a little bit of a different wrinkle to my photograph, I'm trying to embrace those bubbles and get some streaks. And it's challenging sometimes because I have to get the shutter speed just right. I settled on about 1 to 2 seconds. Seemed to be like the sweet spot for those bubbles moving and creating streaks towards the camera, which created a bit of almost a leading line out towards the distant mountains. And I think it's going to come together pretty well, but yet again, Acadia delivers. It's just everywhere you look, there's a photograph.
This national park is actually made up a lot of lands that were donated to the federal government. So different individuals, different organizations who had land that they felt like should be preserved. When the National Park Service was established in 1916, they donated those lands, and this became a national park from that point forward.
Getting ready to celebrate our 40th anniversary, that's going to be in just a few years. We were founded in 1986 by a group of volunteers who really wanted to help the park. They went on a hike, realized that there were some things that needed to be done, and they knew the park couldn't do it alone. So they started a volunteer group, and that has grown over the years. And I'd like to think that we're within the top 5 or 10 friends groups in the nation.
So the park has a really, I think, unique mission behind it, and that really ties back to this idea of philanthropy and a community of people wanting to preserve this incredibly special place.
We had a campaign years ago called Acadia Trails Forever, and that was a public-private partnership between the federal government and private philanthropists, Friends of Acadia. And the goal was to restore the trail system in Acadia. And it worked. We raised $11 million and created the first endowed trail system in the country.
Sometimes in life, Mother Nature does give you a warning. It's a matter of whether you want to pay attention to it.
Standing in your doorway, cast a shadow on the wall. I can hear a kestrel call. Sunlight laughing through the window pane. All this here is gone again. Misty morning, misty morning, misty morning rain.
Okay, folks, this is just one spot where, because of the shot, you got to take the risk. Yeah, so I'm going to snap it, hopefully get a good one, and get out of here.
Gotten what I call my base image, and it can be really useful in certain situations where you've got people coming in and out of your shot, like there's a whole group of people over here, and then Paul wanted to get closer. I didn't want to impede him. So I've photographed the lighthouse exactly how I want it, but it could take me a little time to get the perfect wave crash over these rocks. And so what it's gonna allow me to do, since I'm not moving my camera, it's sitting on my tripod, I can seamlessly blend the two images together. I can take my time waiting for the perfect wave crash without inconveniencing people, asking them not to step into my shot, things that I would not want to ever do. But I can still get the image I want. In fact, ooh, that one was really good right there.
Misty morning, misty morning, misty morning rain. All is gone, then here, then gone, then here, then gone again. Here and gone again. Here and gone again. Child of the mountains, swear I felt it from the first. Smiling eyes quench my thirst. Heal all my ancient hurts. Every kindness that you show, deeper than these roots will grow. Misty morning, misty morning, misty morning rain. All is gone, then here, then gone, then here, then gone again.
The carriage road system, I think, is one of the best parts about Acadia National Park. These were a system of roads that were made for not motor vehicles. So the idea was the Rockefellers were, they didn't really like having some of the vehicles all around. So they wanted a place that they could go and explore the park without motor vehicles driving by them all the time.
One of the most remarkable things about the carriage roads that really add to their beauty and to their use is that they were placed and designed in ways that it would enhance the framing of the environment around it. So specific viewpoints were sought out and carriage roads were brought through there, as well as having an attention to minimizing impact of the road's construction. So they fit well with the park itself, yet you can still accessibly see quite a bit of it.
All right, everyone, we are at Main State E-Bike in downtown Bar Harbor, and we're about to do a one lens challenge for the simplicity of riding a bike and taking pictures at the same time.
No big bags on this.
Exactly. We got a lens of our choice. I'm going with, let's see, I've got the 24-70. What are you going? You going 24-70? It's a versatile lens. It's a versatile lens. Got that. I got a polarizer on, and that's it. So the challenge to myself is, what type of good composition can I get on this bike tour? We're super excited about it. You ready, man?
Yeah, man. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. This is basically my tripod. I've found this little nook in this rock so that I can shoot at roughly 1.5 to 2 seconds. The reason why I'm wanting to do it, there's actually some swirling bubbles in this creek that goes under this really kind of historic bridge in the park. And I want to get a good shot, and this is normally going to be a tripod shot for me, but due to my one lens challenge idea that I forced Paul into, I do not have my tripod, and so I'm having to adapt.
This is a Duckbrook Bridge. It's one of the Rockefeller bridges, 17 of them, 16 of which were financed by John D. Rockefeller Jr. It is a concrete steel reinforced bridge with the outside faced with local granite, quarried right here on the island. Something interesting is that the stone cutters that were making the bridge actually became so skilled that, that Rockefeller requested that they kind of mess up a little bit to give a more natural look on the outside.
Kind of like the red mixed with the brown, or against the brown, and the yellow, and the orange, and the green.
All right, so we're doing an update on the one lens challenge.
Yeah, not really good. I'm not really feeling it right now. I mean, if you live in Atlanta and you shoot birds, I'm trying to get a shot of a mallard duck, and I've been trying for the longest. Can't get it in Atlanta because it's so hard to get. There's one here that's just been sitting there for like the last 3 or 4 minutes.
He is.
Posing
He's perfect.
with his reflection in the water.
He looks like a decoy
on the branch that you can use as a leading line up to him, and he's just posing. And
He's not a fan.
I don't have a 150 to 600 lens to nab him. I got a 24-70, which means I'm gonna have to crop in really tight on it.
Yeah.
But good grief, he's just there, just.
All right. So in summary, Paul, I hear you. You're wishing you'd gotten this duck shot, and you think the challenge has prevented that from happening.
Man, I came all the way to Maine. All the way to Maine.
I'm just curious how long I'm going to hear about this for.
All the way to Maine to see
though.
one of these things.
I feel like this is going to be brought up for years.
One thing that's important to mention is before you visit any national park, but really Acadia, especially during peak season, it's so important to plan your day.
When you read a guidebook about Acadia, there are like 5 big things that everybody does. You know, they go to Thunder Hole, they go to the top of Cadillac, they go to the Lighthouse, they go on the Park Loop Road, they go to Jordan Pond House. Those are I think the big five. But I always encourage people, one, those are going to be crowded places. Get away from the crowds, find your own place. There are places you can go every sunny Sunday in August. August is our biggest month. That you can go and you still won't see people. So don't let the crowds frighten you. Find your own place in Acadia. Everything's amazing.
Heaven knows I love to hate myself more on certain days. Fractured bone is bound to break.
What I got going on here is I'm doing a couple of long exposures. I've gotten as far as maybe a minute, I think, on one of the shots to kind of give some movement to the sky. I like the way the sun was setting in the background there.
First got here, I walked out on this beach and I was like, I don't know. I didn't know if there was going to be anything, but the light is changing. It's beautiful. The clouds are lighting with kind of some pink and orange undertones.
And the clouds were like almost perfect to give us some really good color. And I wanted to capture that motion in the sky. I also smoothed out the water with that long exposure.
But what's really interesting about this, I've never really experienced it before on a shoot. The tide is coming in on me very quickly. So quickly that I was standing, taking a shot on one of these rocks, and it filled in behind me and I had to actually step through the water to get out of it. But it's changing my composition. And so it's offering me new rocks as it comes in, surrounding those with water, having to move backwards on the beach. And so the rock arrangement in my foreground is changing constantly. I'm getting like, probably when this is all said and done, 5, 6, 7, 8 different compositions as I move backwards, and I'll get to choose my favorites.
It's a long way back, a short way home. I had a dream and it left me alone. I felt a shiver and withered away. It's a long mistake never made. I love my bed, then they took it away. I felt a shiver and it's all that it takes.
So here we are, top of the Cadillac Mountain for sunrise. It's almost like one of those must-do bucket list activities here in Acadia. It's really cold. I'm looking for a composition. The sun should be up in the next like 20 minutes or so. There's a lot of kind of different terrain up here. I needed a foreground. I found this kind of pool of water that's remaining from early rainfall. And so I'm going to set this in my foreground, and then whatever the sky does will be the result.
What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to create a shot that's a little different than what someone would come up with on a cell phone. So what I want to concentrate on more than the grand view are the small detail items, and I think you can get that by concentrating on the foreground. So up here, I found a few elements up here that we can probably play around with to create some interest in the photo. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, kind of survey the land here and then stay warm. And when I get ready, we'll start pulling the trigger.
I felt a shiver and it's all that it takes.
Bring back memories.
Yeah, it sure does.
Flume Gorge, first time camping.
I remember that.
This is camping. It's just a little different type of camping here.
It's luxurious camping.
It's luxurious
It's
camping.
like taking a Hampton Inn room and just
Yeah.
putting a tent around it when you think about it.
It was a really nice time here at Acadia. What did you think? Like, I'd like to hear your impressions because you've never been here before.
No, I was impressed with the color I saw up here. Like I said, I haven't been to this part of the country, Northeast, in some years.
Yeah.
And I was just impressed with the color. I mean, we get the color, you know, where we're from, but it's just different up here.
Yeah.
It's just totally different.
It was popping. And then also just the juxtaposition of rugged coastline with those waves just crashing and all of the photography that provided us. And then come inland just a little bit and you're on these trails through the woods and mountains and lakes and again, the color and then the like kind of secluded harbors. It was all just so beautiful. It had this quintessential New England vibe to it in a lot of ways. And man, we just had a great time. I can't wait to see all the pictures I took.
Me neither. And we also had some good food up here.
We did. Yeah. We did. I mean, we kicked it off with lobster. We did some steak. We did some clam chowder.
Yeah, finally got that.
I mean, ran the full gamut. So I would call this a very successful trip.
Definitely.
I want to come back. Maybe different season, maybe a little warmer. It's been chilly for me. This Georgia boy has been putting a lot of layers on these shoots. You know that movie Christmas Story, where the kid's mom puts so many jackets on him he can't put his arms down? I feel kind of like that. We got more views ahead for us, but this one's, I'll remember this one for a long time. A+.
Highs in the woods call out, trails up mountains climb, waves that sand keep beating time.
Ran out of gas somewhere in Arizona, so I started walking through that red mud. You said you saw a guy through one of them picture sliding views, and he walked with you through the rain.
One of the most significant geological sites in the United States.
With canyon walls that tower over 1,700 feet above the water below.
Containing a reservoir that stretches 91 miles.
This is the Flume Gorge. I'm Paul.
I'm Chris.
And we're the Viewfinders.
So the area here, the Flume Gorge National Recreation Area, it's a beautiful area. It's a huge destination for recreationists. We're close to some of the best fly fishing in the world.
The older I get, so much more that I'm thinking about ways I might wind up dead. But never know, not once do I think about my life without you in it.
The views here are phenomenal. Just right down the road, we have the Red Canyon overlook. And it is just, it's gorgeous. You know, you go down there for the sunset and it's fantastic. You can't really beat it.
Paul.
Unbelievable.
I can't get over how good this is.
Unbelievable.
Like when we walked up and saw this, we were both just like speechless. We could not believe.
Let's just be honest, it's a gold mine. It's a gold mine.
This is an undiscovered gem that flies way under the radar. It is an absolutely amazing view. And the photography potential is spectacular because there is not only a sunset here, there is a sunrise here. This is a peninsula that sticks out into the gorge. You can shoot both directions. And we are about, I guess, 1,700 feet above the gorge right now, above the water. It's just unreal. Now we got these boats kind of cutting through, creating a really interesting kind of foreground or leading line with this. I can't say enough good things about it. I think a big part of it is it's just such a surprise. We just didn't expect it to be this good.
Lilies unraveling, lilies unraveling low, ooh, and it haunts me.
It's kind of cool, like when we were doing the sunset, I was like, this could be a really neat astro spot. So we're at the lodge just down the road from here. We had to come back.
Yep.
What do you think? It's your first time doing it, right?
Yeah. So Chris explained the process to me, working it through.
Yeah.
A lot to learn, a lot to adjust to. It's not your normal type of photography, a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
But hopefully the image comes out.
I think it will. There's some stars. It's getting really windy, and a lot of clouds kind of rolled in that I really wanted to have at sunset, but that's okay. But we're starting to see stars on our screen, so I'm hopeful we're gonna get something. Well, let's show them what we got. How about that?
Let's go, man.
All right.
When we look at gorges like this, like the Flaming Gorge, the amount of sediment that was eroded off of the Rocky Mountains buried that whole area. So that whole area is buried, and the streams are eroding through, just like we would see local streams erode. But there's always a limit to how far down a stream can erode. And if the landscape isn't lifting up at the same time, you're not going to get a gorge.
Roads less traveled right now.
Yeah, this is not my kind of terrain, man.
We are heading to the desert because I think desert photography could be really interesting.
Never done it before, looking forward to it. Play with some textures in the ground, the sand.
Yeah.
See what comes up of it.
I'm hoping this rain doesn't kind of mess us up here, but we still have 11 miles to go. And again, we haven't seen anything, but look, here come some more cows. The cows really like the road.
Yeah.
They just kind of hang out and graze right alongside the road and then give us a mean stare when we drive
And wait
by.
till the last minute.
And then they get off the road. But this is about as remote and isolated as we have been on any of our episodes.
Yeah.
And as long as the car starts, I'm not worried about it. We got plenty of gas, we got plenty of daylight, but we have 0 cell service. And there is nobody else out here.
If we get hungry, at least we have burgers.
When did we lose our way? Easy and I let it go.
The whole Great Basin is within a rain-shadowed desert. And so as the moisture comes off the Pacific, these air masses, they run into the Sierra Nevadas, and as they go up and over, then they drop their moisture there. So the down-sloping air warms, sucks the moisture from the landscape, and so it enhances the desert conditions that are there.
I've never had the opportunity to do photography like this.
Me neither, not in a desert.
After a very long 20+ mile drive through a very desolate
rough
region.
ride.
Yes, where we actually turned around at one point to head back. And then we're like, let's do it. We're here, we're in the desert.
And it didn't disappoint.
It did not. It is so different than what we have been photographing up till now and what we'll photograph after this. But the patterns, the minimalist, the abstract, the light, the shadows, the changing skies.
It's bringing it all together.
It's phenomenal. It's just so cool and different. I'm excited to see. I don't know if I'm going to go black and white or color or both, because I think you can go either direction.
Yeah.
But I'm just kind of picking apart the landscape, and I'm watching the clouds change the light on all of these dunes. It's just super cool, man. I'm glad we did it. Glad we continued down that awful rough road.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go explore. There's endless shapes. Knock this out, and then let's hope the car starts.
Yes, let's go.
How do I make you stay? it's easier to let you go. Nobody knows what we know about it. No one needs to know. Call me when you made up your mind, but you won't. Caught up in the way that you paid my heart. Only love could ever hit this hard. Oh, don't be scared about it. Don't forget it was real. Do you remember the way it made you feel? Do you remember the things it let you feel?
Here at the lodge, we're about 10 minutes away from the Green River, which is considered one of the top 5 fly fishing destinations in the United States.
On different street, living side by side.
The Green River is a big river system, part of the Colorado River system. They dammed it up in the 60s for the Bureau of Reclamation. It's a big water project to, hold water for the Green River, for all the communities around here to use for irrigation and just drinking water. It was turned into a national recreation area 2 years after the dam was built, just to draw people to the area.
The song that I have come to know as
Dutch John, the town right down the road, was built for the dam. It was built to house the workers, and now it's a kind of thriving little tourist community.
So sing to me, Jane. I don't know your name, but that's alright, that's okay. I don't know your name, but you're everything. You're all that I have someday, and that's okay.
So I think what's so special about Flume Gorge is the rocks, the view. It's a place where you can be on the water looking up 1,500 feet at the top of the cliff. Or if you go farther north, you're in the sagebrush flats up in Wyoming. So there's a large variety of different scenery. It's a lot of room. We've got 90 miles from the dam to the highest boat ramp on the lake. So it's just a lot of place to hide, and it's quiet. The lake trout fishing brings people and entices people from all over, because I think the record lake trout is pushing 50 pounds for this lake. This morning we caught a 10-pounder, 12-pounder that was 32 inches. So, there's some big ones in this lake, and that's what brings everybody here. But again, they're hard to catch in the summer because they're on the bottom. They're down 100, 150 foot deep. You never know what you're going to see around the next corner, So it's just every corner you go around, something else to see and a different view.
So sing to me, Jane. I don't know your name, but that's alright, that's okay. I don't know your name, but you're everything. You're all I have someday, and that's okay.
This is just what I love about getting out with a camera. If nothing else, it gives you an excuse to just go get off the beaten path.
And this is different for me. I mean, I'm a city guy.
Yeah.
So we don't see this often. We have to travel for it. And so when you see it, you experience it.
You hear it, you smell it.
You enjoy it.
You feel it, like the air feels different. Dude, this is gonna be disastrous. And then I'm gonna have to hear about how cold your feet are the whole way back.
So you have no faith, Chris. Ye of little faith.
Have you ever been down a gravel road? You can't get any traction. You're digging dirt and slinging stones and headed in no direction. Sometimes that's how I feel. Like I'm spinning wheels. And I'm tired of running like I'm standing still. How will I find tomorrow if I'm stuck in yesterday? Like all my days
amazing how much of a difference clouds make.
Yeah. Yeah, on a day like this, you're shooting in the middle of the day, water scene.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely high highlights. You need that cloud cover.
Yes. We've been driving along, just looking at the sky because it's noon, and we're like, come on, we need some clouds, we need some clouds. And we got to this waterfall, and we saw some puffy clouds, and we're like, here we go.
We had to sit it down and wait for a little bit.
We did. We had to wait it out, and due to the magic of television, they didn't have to watch us wait for 30 minutes. But it was kind of pretty. Once the cloud hit, it just totally changed the scene completely.
It evens it out. It gives it a nice polished look. No harsh light hitting anything.
Absolutely.
Harsh shadows hitting anything.
Yeah.
It really makes a difference in the shot.
Yeah, once the shadows are here, there's still a little glare because the sky's bright. So fortunately, I have my polarizer and my NDs with me. I think I'll have them with me at all times now. I kind of like it.
It's a Manny fanny pack.
We look at the Green River or the Flume Gorge or any of that area out in, say, Wyoming, Utah, Nevada. That's part of what's called the Great Basin. And when we think about the formation of that, it's intimately tied to the uplift of the Rocky Mountains. And so as the Rockies uplift, there's a lot of deformation that's going to occur and a lot of huge basins, huge areas where sediment's going to accumulate. And so looking at, say, the Green River, it's an enormous lake deposit. Those lakes probably formed 55 million years ago. The establishment of the Green River flowing to the south rather than flowing east probably happened 40 million years ago, okay, maybe 35 million years ago. 15 million years of erosion that is occurring in order for those features to form.
So what are you thinking about for the sunrise?
I've got a couple of different compositions I'm looking at. First one is directly into the sunrise. I kind of like the way that water down there just goes from one side of the frame to the other side of the frame, leading up to the sky.
Yeah, it just kind of arcs towards it or curves towards it.
Yeah, and one important thing I think about this location is the rock, the boulders on the side, and the different tones and colors you have inside there.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is probably move to the other side with the sun behind me, lighting up those boulders.
I've actually seen another little spot tucked away in here that is not part of the overlook that I think I'm going to shoot as well. The textures of these rocks and these, I guess, ponderosa pines, they just have this look to them that is really captivating. So I'm going to try to get one of those as well, but it's very, very peaceful. Like, it's literally,
only
I can't hear anything.
right now.
I can't hear anything. There isn't a single sound.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
And you know, composition-wise, I see exactly what you're talking about with those trees. I really do want to incorporate some of those trees in there.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I'm afraid of heights. And this little barrier we see here doesn't extend all the way around.
It's wild how close you can go right up to the edge.
If you're brave, you can get some really good shots from the other side of this camera that we're looking at here.
I read that we're 1,700 feet up right now. That would be
I have trouble being 17 feet up. That's why I have a drone to do stuff like this.
Down your lips, held like a fist, concussive way.
So what I think I'm gonna do here, instead of looking at that one big, huge landscape that I saw just a little second ago, and explain to you guys how I saw 4 elements that I like here. What I think I'm gonna do, instead of creating one big picture where people can get lost in it, I'm gonna flip my camera into the portrait orientation, and I'm just gonna get 4 or 3 different shots of what I see. I think it's gonna be easier on the eye.
So here's a word in photography you might not think of when you think of photography, and that is movement. And so I am always moving and composing a scene to remove distracting elements
and really enhance the subject. So for instance, if you know my photography, you know I love trees. I love this tree right here, but there can be some distracting elements. When I first walked into the scene, these branches of this tree were kind of hanging into my frame, kind of creating a distraction, pulling the viewer's eye to the top right. I really want the focus to be solely on this tree.
Might be easier on the composition instead of one huge photo that has just everything in it, the walls, the sky. Keep it simple. Let's just show the people this here, one shot. Show them the water, second shot. Show them the right side there with the clouds, probably that's the third shot. Let's see how this works out. If it doesn't work out, don't worry, you won't see it.
So what I've been doing is been moving my camera around and recomposing until just that tree is visible, these hanging branches aren't, and it strengthens the image. It's a really, really simple thing to do, but you just have to think to do it. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of varying my composition. I'm going vertical, I'm going horizontal, and the sun, which is really kind of beautiful right now, and we can almost look at it because it's so, the clouds are kind of absorbing some of that light. It's just coming right up over that ridge. If I could place the sun, I would have had it come up over this bend in the water, but that's okay. It's still not bad at all, and I'm using my long lens, but I'm about to switch to a wider angle to kind of incorporate more of the gorge, but it's really, really pretty still, and getting some good color out of the sky.
Beautiful, beautiful. And what I'm doing right now is I'm exposing for the sky, like I always do, because I think that's the main character of this little movie we're creating here. And I took some earlier shots, and I might get a few more, to capture some of the details and the shadows down here, and then I'll combine them all in one shot, and getting a little bit of detail from the shadows, the trees that are down here, the water, obviously, and then the sky. That thing is good, really good.
Well, Paul, this was kind of a hidden gem, like an
definitely a hidden gem.
It was unexpectedly awesome. I mean, I've heard about it before. I'd actually been through here before a long time ago, but I had no idea how good it actually was.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Totally lived up to expectations. Just some of the images I saw online here, this place lived up to the hype again.
Yeah.
Totally impressed. Totally overwhelmed by the size of this thing.
The scale.
Yeah,
is amazing.
I mean, it's amazing, really.
It has a feel. It's not the Grand Canyon, obviously, but it's quiet.
Yeah.
There's not many people. Everything that we photographed was pretty close to each other, so we got to really spend some time taking pictures, thinking about our compositions, and not feeling rushed to get to the next spot because it was a long drive away.
Exactly.
And so that was actually kind of cool too. So I felt like I could really kind of sink into the scene and spend some time.
I can't say anything else except totally impressed with this place.
Very impressed.
Totally impressed.
I would highly recommend it to any photographers or really anybody else that just wants to kind of soak in a scene that is so vast, so grand, it almost overwhelms at first. I remember the first time we walked out to this overlook, we were just like,
yeah,
wow. It was really incredible. We are always trying to find new views. We found one here for sure.
10 out of 10, 5 out of 5.
10 out of 10, 5 out of 5, yeah.
However you rate.
2 thumbs up, whatever your rating system, this hits it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And let's go find another one.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.
Hollows in the woods call out, trails up mountains climb, waves that sand keep beating time.
I saw her hair like the branch of a tree, willow dancing on air before covering me, under cotton and calicos, over canopied dapple long ago.
With 13 mountain peaks named after U.S. presidents.
Home to the world's first mountain cog railway.
home to one of the highest recorded wind gusts on the planet.
These are the White Mountains. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
And we're the Viewfinders. Few hours ago, we were down in Atlanta. It was like 80 degrees, no color, and now we're up entering the White Mountains.
Buying gloves.
Buying gloves for Mount Washington, and just surrounded by fall.
New Hampshire, with its fall foliage, is a perfect place to come because you can always go to Maine and see the coast. You go to Vermont and see their mountains. And you're close to the city of Boston. So it really gives you that centerpiece where you really can get a little bit of everything. I think that makes it a perfect spot.
These are proper mountains, and I think this is certainly, it relates to what is an incredible skiing experience for our guests who come visit us during the winter. An excellent hiking experience, climbing experience for those who visit us in the summer.
Haven't been to New Hampshire in probably 20-something years, a little over 30 years maybe.
Okay, so it's been a bit.
Yeah, and I wasn't into photography when I, was up here at that point in time.
Yeah.
But right now, what I'm hoping for, believe it or not, this is like counterintuitive, what you think of as a photographer.
Yeah.
A little bit of rain wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
It would actually help right now.
I know where you're going with this, because right now we got some sun, and that's great, but I wouldn't mind some clouds and maybe a little rain. So
that'll flatten out that light. Yeah, exactly.
Where I come from, honey, it hardly ever rains.
Paul, this is a great start.
It is.
I mean, literally quintessential New England. A simple white church,
little quaint
surrounded
town
by fall color.
Yeah.
It's on a lake.
We got the color, got a foreground, got a midground. Definitely had that subject back there in the background.
Yeah, it works really well because it is that pop of white. That building is just a pop of white against all of those trees, all of that color. This is a great spot.
New Hampshire is special with our White Mountains basically because we have so much diversity on what a person can do. They can go out and hike for a day, they could golf, they can ski, but we also have 18 attractions here in this little area where you can actually set up a whole week's worth of trips and stay in one place.
So we're here at the Seco Covered Bridge, and we just totally happened upon this. Paul and I were actually joking on the way here. We were thinking we were gonna just keep coming upon beautiful scenes that we were never gonna actually get to where we needed to be. And that's kind of what's happening right now. We got this beautiful river going past in fall color, and we have flat light because clouds have rolled in. So it's really working out well for us. What are you thinking, Paul?
I'm thinking the same thing. I got my ND on there, 6-stop, which is gonna allow me to slow the shutter speed on here. I'm gonna see if I can, at the same time, smooth the water out, but also get some movement in the clouds. There are just a bunch of different compositions you can get here. I like these little formations of rocks, and then also with the leaves that are down here.
There ain't a road too long. All I got, my good name, family waiting back home. I keep driving, stay in my lane. There ain't a load too heavy to haul.
there was a time in my life where a day like this would have been a miserable vacation day.
But for photography, waterfall, rain, cloudy skies.
I mean, what more can you ask for?
If you're shooting photography, typically you don't want a rainy day. But when you're doing stuff like this, the fall foliage, the waterfalls, rain is perfect. The rain saturates the leaves, the color in the leaves.
The only thing I'm battling is I'm just getting, you know, precipitation on my lens, having to wipe it a lot. And
I'm trying to keep mine down and
exactly.
keep the hood on too, and that helps a little.
I don't know, man. It's just like shooting fish in a barrel right now. Everywhere you look, it's colorful, it's pretty.
Yeah.
And every time I see an image on the back of my screen, I'm like, I think that one looks pretty good.
But you still take another one just in case.
Yeah, but let me take another one just in case.
We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one as we sail into the mystic. Oh, I can now hear the sailors cry, smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. Where that foghorn blows, I will be coming home.
I love this.
This is New England.
It's just wrapped in fall colors. And we got a crystal clear river flowing under it. We got strong leading line with the tracks going over it. We can even be on the tracks because it's part of a hiking trail.
Yeah, I think we made the right choice coming out here too. I think also with the amount of people we're seeing at different locations we're going to, I mean, everyone's here to see these colors in New England. Man. You can't beat this.
Just like way back in the days of old. How magnificently we will fold into the mystic.
I like it.
Yeah, it's got some character.
Man, it does.
I like the color contrast, the pinks against the white church.
Kind of like how the tree is framing the church, and I've got a leading line here as well.
Yeah, now this can definitely work.
You know I will be coming home. Yeah, when that foghorn whistle blows, I gotta hear it. I don't have to fear it, and I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And together we will fold into the mystic.
The Flume Gorge has Conway granite walls of up to 90 feet high. The walls itself are only about 12 to 20 feet apart. So people come up here for an experience that you don't really find too many other places in this part of the East.
Well, I have heard a lot about the gorge, and I'm excited about this.
Yeah, I haven't really seen many pictures from here, so this is really going to be quite new for me.
As far as even the access that we're going to have, a little narrow walkways and stairs, so I think there'll be some challenging little spots.
Each spring and then each fall, we actually rebuild the boardwalk right through the gorge. And this has been done actually since the 1850s. So this has been a very popular attraction for well over 150 years.
Well, right now we got it to ourselves, and we're going to take advantage of that as long as we can.
Come on, baby, let's take a ride. And we might make it my morning ride. sun is bright and bold and brave. My car is a stone that gently waves.
We have a tremendous network of folks here, both nationally and then here regionally, that are friends of the park and assist in sustainability and stewardship to maintain our trail system, to conserve the environment, both flora and fauna, as much as we can. Working with the DNCR, working with Fish and Game, and then working with our network of friends and nonprofit organizations, we essentially have a whole of group effort to ensure sustainability of the park for the future generations.
I've got a pool of water here with leaves kind of swirling a bit. And so I kind of have it in the bottom left to offset the covered bridge, the top right, and then in the middle of the image, I've got this cascading water. So it all just kind of flows together, pun intended. And Paul's helping me out here.
Doing a little housekeeping.
You take care of all this, like these distractions in the photograph. Just remove them. You're like nature's Photoshop.
It's my way, exact way home. And they try to do their best to carry on.
Not sure if I want to go high and get the trees, but I do like this little mini waterfall we got going on here. So I may try to do something with that.
So we got this double swirls happening here. Little bright on the roof, so I've underexposed the whole thing, and I had to go to f/18, which I don't love. I might end up shooting this again and focus stacking, so I can bring that down to like f/16. I went to f/18 to go sharp front to back with one picture.
I see another composition that I want to try. I see some rocks behind us here, and I think I'm going to try to make my way onto those rocks to get more of these mini falls leading up to the covered bridge. Sometimes the more you can add structurally into that photo, the more appealing it is. The toughest thing about this is not really getting the composition. It's really getting to the rock where you want to be without slipping and hurting something. Just so y'all know, this guy's gonna be drinking coffee from like 6 in the morning to 10 in the morning, 4 hours on one cup of coffee. I'm not saying there's a problem, but there may be a problem.
Mount Washington as a 6,000-foot mountain is not terribly tall when it comes to a global scale, but it's generally considered the most dangerous small mountain worldwide and one of the most unpredictable places to try to forecast weather for.
All my life, I've been fighting a war. I can't talk to you or your friends. It's not only you. My heart jumps around when I'm alluded to. This will not do.
It's all about the weather patterns that come across the country. So as all the weather patterns, the jet streams and everything come this way, they all funnel right in through basically the Adirondack Valley. And as they come, they all converge right here on the summit of Mount Washington. And it makes it a very unpredictable weather.
There are unique meteorological phenomena going on here. 3 storm tracks converging, nearby peaks creating a natural wind tunnel of sorts. and you've got this tree line at 5,000 feet, and after you get above that, you're exposed to the elements. So when those conditions do deteriorate and change, hikers can get caught off guard. And that's actually what led to the idea for the railway, was our founder, Sylvester Marsh, taking a hike and getting caught off guard by those very conditions.
This is a little different conditions than about an hour ago. An hour ago, we were shooting this bucolic railroad trestle nestled in the middle of just fall
We went
color.
from fall to winter.
We are now in
Like,
winter.
you know?
It is snowing on us. It's like 30 degrees. We've taken the train halfway to the top, I guess, of Mount Washington. They can't take us to the top because of severe weather conditions.
Right.
And I guess the highest recorded gust from a manned weather station ever is 231 miles an hour, not too far from us.
It's kind of breezy, right?
That is insane. I can't even wrap my brain around that type of gusty winds.
This is the world's first mountain climbing cog railway, and the steam train that we're running today is second oldest in our roster with a build date of 1908. So a cog train is climbing a very significant grade. So a flat railway friction drives by turning the outside wheels. We have gears in the center that go into a center rack. We're climbing an average grade of 25% here. And these are extra special because our diesel units here we build on site, our coaches we build on site, and we're very proud of this unique equipment that we're tailoring to our own needs right here.
I mean, how cool is this?
You know what got me was the incline coming up on this thing. I mean, this was like, I think the conductor said it was a 34% incline.
And this is old tech too. I mean, it's steam, it's coal, it's mechanical. There's nothing electronic about any of it. But it works, it got us here safely.
All we need is the brakes to work.
We want
That's
the
it.
brakes to continue to work to get us back down, but super cool experience.
Yeah, loved it.
So just an update, we are trying to shoot the sunrise and we got to one spot and there was what? Just like a little window of hope at the horizon because it's very cloudy. But we just kind of kicked it back and forth and decided it wasn't going to be good enough. We didn't think we could get much of a composition. So we're moving on to another overlook.
But the hard thing about it is trying to find a good composition to put a photo together. That's the struggle.
Yeah, it is. It can be tough to find something like really great light or like a strong subject. And when you just have a big vista of mountains, it's really pretty.
You get lost in it.
Yeah, your eyes kind of just not sure where to rest on.
I had a vision last night, not diving in Monterey. That water on my skin.
I'm doing a blended exposure on this. I'm doing like a pretty quick shot so that I don't get any movement in the leaves for all of the foreground, the color, as well as the structure. And I'm putting on an ND filter and I'm shooting a 30-second exposure to get the clouds really kind of moving overhead. And I think it'll work really well if they light. So I'm crossing my fingers we get some kind of pink underneath these clouds. Now that I say that, it's actually starting to happen. The underside of all of these clouds is starting to get a little pink hue. And I'm hopeful this is about to get really good.
I had a vision last night, horses on the granite plains.
The sky just went off for us.
It did. Opened up. A lot of colors up there, reds, pinks, blues. I don't think we missed anything from
we got the full spectrum between the sky and between what the leaves are giving us.
Yeah, I think I kind of like this spot because it's almost like as you come in here, this is where you kind of gravitate toward to see, the information about the overlook and what's going on here.
Sure. So one thing right when we were leaving that I noticed that, just a tip, sometimes light hits just certain things in the landscape and everything else is still in shadow. That's what's happening with these leaves on these trees. They're very colorful, very bright. And behind them is still dark, dark shadows. So the sun is breaking across, illuminating them. So I kind of zoomed in and just filled a frame with just leaves, but it's against a black background, basically. And I think that that's gonna kind of work, and it's gonna be almost abstract, very minimalist, but it just kind of, it's another little showcase of just how glorious the colors are here in New England right now. Well, the White Mountains have set the bar very high when it comes to lots of great photography.
Loved it. This place doesn't owe me anything.
Nope.
Got a lot of shots in here that I'm proud of.
Oh, man, it was just, it was one after another after another.
It was just like Composition City. Where do you go to get a shot? I mean, like a kid in a candy shop.
There was color everywhere. There were multiple compositions. We didn't have to drive far from place to place to get another gorgeous shot. And
the sky
weather,
cooperated.
Yes, like we had overcast conditions, misty, rain, snow, everything, which was perfect for landscape photography.
You need that rain. Yeah.
Maybe not for other things that you enjoy doing outside, but for us, it was absolutely ideal.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been in this area of the country this time of year, and I don't know how long, but
yeah,
I am truly impressed with the foliage. I mean, this is really good.
I saw some of your shots. They're gorgeous. The ones I saw on the back of my screen, loved it. And everybody was just so accommodating.
Yep.
Like they helped us, they got us to the right location, shared some tips for us.
Timing.
And, the timing worked out so well in so many places.
Definitely.
I cannot wait to see where we go next, but I'm gonna remember this one for a long time.
You got it.
Let's go, man.
Find the view.
Hollows in the woods call out, trails up mountains climb, ways that sand keep beating time.
Consisting of 4 barrier islands.
Given their name by Sir Robert Montgomery in 1717.
Featuring pristine beaches and ecologically significant marsh.
These are the Golden Isles. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
And we are the Viewfinders. Well, Paul, here we are again, driving to our destination.
Yep.
You know, this season's been a little different. This is our only episode driving. We've been flying everywhere.
I'm spoiled now, man.
I know. So it's kind of like a throwback to last season where we kind of drove to every destination.
Yeah, and a familiar location too.
Familiar, very familiar. So doing some Georgia coast, but I'm not sure we've learned our lesson because
I know what you go. Oh no,
I think it's going to be cold. Why are we doing this in the wintertime again? Maybe the cold's going to be an issue, but beauty will not be an issue, for sure.
You can say that for sure. South Georgia, definitely.
Yeah. We got this bridge behind us right now, and it's pretty recognizable. Like it is what most people take when they go over to Jekyll Island.
We're kind of surrounded by the Golden Isles right now, and it's just stunningly beautiful, but man, that light is harsh.
Very.
We don't have any clouds helping us out yet. The sun is not in a good spot. It's middle of the day.
And this is a shot that you really want to get when you come here.
Yeah.
When you're looking into this harsh light here, it kind of flattens out the color. You don't see the color of the water, the color of the bridge, color of the sky.
Yeah.
It kind of kills the image, but you could turn it into a black and white.
Right. I mean, in an ideal situation, we would just come back when the light was better.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot of stuff lined up, a lot of places that we're going to photograph. So this might be our only opportunity for this bridge. So much like a lot of things in life, and especially the world of landscape photography, you get what you can get when you're there.
Yeah.
So we got a bit of a challenge, but maybe we'll walk away with something we like.
The whole lemonade out of lemons thing.
We're going to make some lemonade today, or at least we're going to try to.
Yeah, I'm thirsty. Let's go, man.
Let's do it.
This to me is like the ultimate iteration of an aquatic habitat. Some of it's hidden from the naked eye. You wouldn't see it passing over our causeways. I really do, though, hope that one of the things that made me fall in love with it was when we vacationed here when I was a child, and we would pass over the causeways going to the beach. And I always wanted to stop here, halfway across. I never wanted to go all the way to the beach. The beach is fine for some people, but for me, I wanted to be in the mud. I wanted to be where the critters are. And so that was the germ of it, really, for me. It's seeing this back here and wondering, what's under that water? What's out there?
I think I lost something in the water. I tried to swim to it. I could not swim to it. Sank down.
I grew up in North Georgia. And so I spent a lot of times in creeks and rivers and lakes and things like that. And I worked in those systems as a professional for some time. But ultimately, I kept being drawn back to the sea. Our project specifically is focused on some of the organisms that live in our estuary. So all of the coastal Georgia is essentially a giant estuary. We have 100 miles of coastline and about 138,000 acres of salt marsh. And the salt marsh is a very unique habitat. In some ways it's difficult to sample because you can't just go out and count things. Obviously, it's not like terrestrial sampling. So one of the ways we do that is we pull what we call an otter trawl. And you can see the net behind us in the rigging. That is a 40-foot wide net. It's 40 foot wide at the mouth, and it's essentially a giant funnel. So it goes to the bottom of the habitat along the seabed, and it pulls along the bottom. Pull the net in, and we sort all of the species, everything down to species, everything we catch. That happens every month. We do that every month at 36 stations, 12 months a year. Sometimes we'll pull up 350, 400 pounds of critters. So that means that this entire marsh produces a huge volume of biomass, of life. It's just life. Life just teems in this area.
Okay, so we're here for a sunset shot here on this pier, trying to shoot that bridge behind us there. And I already have my grand shot planned out. I know where I'm gonna go for that, and I have time to get to that. So in between time, I wanted to get some shots of some wildlife out here, and I had a pelican that was out here just posing for me perfectly well. I caught him from a distance, kept my distance, and he was just like a statue, just posing, just everything I wanted him to do.
So the water has this like really rich blue look to it, and I think that that'll add a nice negative space. I'm smoothing it out. I've put an ND filter on so I can slow my exposure down, do like 2, 3, 4 second shutter speed. Might end up even going longer than that, but the sun is dropping very, very quickly, and I think it's actually gonna be a pretty good shot. It's very simple. Sun, bridge, lots of negative space water, no texture to it, gonna smooth it out and just have that rich blue that I think will contrast really well with the orange, yellow sky.
I have the dream again, I have the dream again. My ego dies at the end.
yes, 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 yes.
Oh.
I got more than I bargained for in this one.
This was an unexpected treasure
Yes.
for us because we had kind of come and scouted. We're like, sunsets next to the bridge, that's gonna be great. Done, go eat dinner.
I saw a bunch of different compositions after that. I saw wildlife.
It was presenting itself.
Yeah.
So I saw you with the pelican.
Yeah.
Did you get a good pelican
Oh
shot?
man, did I ever. I think I probably got my best wildlife shot that I've ever gotten. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy about that one.
Oh man, and then like I got a long exposure well after the sunset of this pier and the reflection of the lights and the way the water, it's very
Yeah.
minimalist, but when I saw it on my screen, I'm like, oh, I really like that. And then of course we got the lighthouse
Yeah, wicked
poking
lit.
up above the trees. Got the like Christmas lights on it, it's very seasonal, so.
And what I liked about this spot too is immediately you had that one grand shot, the
Yeah.
bridge, and that
Yeah.
was it. It was good.
It was good.
But it gave us other shots. And
There's so
sometimes that's
much.
what happens. You think you got one big shot of the location, but you end up getting smaller shots once you check around and see what other compositions you can create. So totally
Great.
unexpected.
Great
Totally
first day of
unexpected.
photography here in the Golden Isles, and I don't know about you, but you know, we're on the Georgia coast, we need to eat some seafood.
Chick-fil-A, or do they have seafood at Chick-fil-A?
No, we're going seafood. We're going seafood, man.
I have heard the mother's tongue. She said, baby, don't you come under. I am so far from my home that heaven.
I think there are a lot of things that set this place apart. I think that people are first drawn to the views, to the long marsh views like we're looking out across today.
I am chasing shit beneath the haze.
The Spanish moss to the huge oak trees. And then I think people soon realize what an incredibly rich culture and history we have. And it's a combination of these intact natural resources and the historical features and elements and culture that are intertwined here that set this place apart.
The community wanted a school here for African American children. All of the families from the south end of the island went to this school. The schoolhouse was really built by hand by a lot of the craftsmen in the area at the time. The school actually is finishing up celebrating the 100th celebration.
The overarching goal of the Land Trust is to protect land for future generations here on St. Simon's, to protect the quality of life here on the island, to protect some of these landscapes, to protect some of the sites that have been important culturally and historically as well. The conservation is sort of the guiding principle for land protection here.
And we're still here and we're doing some things. You know, if you've seen any pictures of what it looked like compared to now, it's amazing.
I was happy on my own. I would call the days as they went on. And in the guilt that I have found, you know, the one that sticks around. It was so sure that
So this has the makings of a really, really beautiful sunrise. As soon as we walked out, we knew it. And so I'm just running around like crazy right now, shooting a lot of different stuff.
So what I'm gonna do here, such a beautiful scene. I wanna capture a little bit more than just what I think is gonna be the star of the show, the sky, of course, it's sunrise, and the water. Everyone likes to see a nice, pretty sky with some nice blue water when you're at the beach. What I'm gonna try to do though is also play around with these rocks here to give something else to the image besides just the sky and the water.
I'm doing some abstract stuff using the water and just the color in the sky. I used a boardwalk earlier that created a pretty strong leading line. I'm about to go over and use some of maybe the sea oats as well. Eventually I might put on a zoom lens and kind of crop in really tight on certain little elements that start to pop as that sun comes up. But what it's doing as it's rising closer and closer to the horizon, it's slowly spreading color
back behind us as well.
Feel the sea breeze, watch the band trees, smell the salt, smell it all. Run through forests, old and precious, taste the game, though we've changed. We can return again, my brother, my love, my friend.
On the Georgia coast, we have 14 barrier islands, which is remarkable, and only 4 of those are reachable by car, which means that a lot of them are preserved, but they're not easily accessed for the most part. The Land Trust saw an opportunity to protect property and allow access, and so people can come to Cannons Point Preserve or Wally Preserve, some of our smaller properties, and have an experience that's not unlike going to one of the more remote islands. And so it really gives people an opportunity to interface with our coastal environment and with nature, and to kind of experience actually what most of the coast is like.
See your sweat, salt on burning muscles, the wild hunt, we are but wild things. Get to hear it ring.
The Jekyll Island Club Resort was founded by some of the most prominent names in the country, J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, Carnegie, Pulitzer. They were all the founding members of the club, so it was very exclusive, and those were the people that crafted America in the day. The Federal Reserve was actually created in one of our meeting rooms just over here, and they also made the first transcontinental phone call from the Jekyll Island Club Resort to the West Coast. So pretty special history took place in this area. One thing that Jekyll Island is, it's authentic. The balance of the development and the preservation kind of will hold it for that forever.
Well, Paul, it's been a long day. We had an early alarm. We had a beautiful sunrise, but it's pretty cold. And then, of course, lengthy, more production, traveling, scouting, all of that. So I'm getting tired, but we get back to the hotel and we see this like winter wonderland around us.
Yeah, spectacular.
I've photographed a lot of stuff. I've never photographed Christmas lights. Have you ever photographed?
Yes, I've done.
Have you?
Yeah, I did it actually for the city of Atlanta.
Okay.
A campaign they had going on.
Well, good. So you got some experience. You kind of know what you're up against here.
Yeah, I think so.
Happiness is automatic, there's music in the air. Grab the boxes from the attic and haul them down the stairs. Freezing weather's round the corner and everybody knows. Soon the tree will be all lit up, sparkling as it glows.
We're going to use these for the Viewfinders Christmas special. How about that?
There we go. I like the way you think.
Who's singing? Who's singing Perry Como? You?
Oh my gosh, nobody wants to hear me sing. I promise you that. I promise. That's how you get a show canceled, is you put me on as a singer.
It's not even Christmas yet, I got all the gifts I need. I take a real quick look around and suddenly I see. It's not even Christmas yet, I got all the gifts I need.
The island has amazing beaches. So we're approximately 8 miles long, and the island is not very wide. It's about 1.5 miles wide. So you'll find yourself on these pristine beaches that go on for miles and miles. On the north end of the island is Driftwood Beach, and that is a really special place. So, the ecology there is that islands move, the sand shifts, the ground shifts. So there was a maritime forest up on that end of the island, and over the decades, the ocean sort of came in and washed away the soil. But the trees are oak trees, and they're so large that they really don't get washed away very often. So when you go up there, you have this really magnificent beach, but these massive oak trees that are sort of left there, for forever or for a really long time, and it makes for some really cool scenery.
So we're at Driftwood Beach, and we got here about an hour before the sun came up. And if you don't know about Driftwood Beach, it is just a spectacular location for photography. There's these old trees that have long since died, but they're still in the sand. And so decades of just waves washing over them, the wind and the sand battering them, it just gives them tremendous character. And so with blue hour, you get this bluish hue across the landscape, and it can be really, really stunning if you have like a strong subject, which we do here.
I got my big grand picture, I think, with that big dead tree there. So right now I'm gonna play around with some of the smaller objects that I see out here, like some of the rocks into the water, the ridges, in the sand. I mean, some of those things, I'll play around with those for a little bit, see what I can get out of that. But as the sun gets higher in the sky and the sky changes color a little bit more, I'm gonna go back to that big tree, because I think that right now that's my big focus, is that tree. Everything else here is like a supplementary shot that I could probably add to the collection, but that tree right there is the image that I'm really going for.
I'm just walking around right now, finding different subjects and photographing them at very long shutter speeds. And by doing that, I'm making the ocean just flat, just a flat, blue, colorful, expansive, part of the picture. And that contrasts really well with the stark black silhouette of these trees, and then the pink sky that is getting more pink and more orange by each passing minute. So we're still about 30 minutes from the actual sunrise, but there's lots of potential right now. It's just a gorgeous place, and every direction I look, I'm seeing a composition.
Georgia's coast belongs to all of us, belongs to all Georgians. Our salt marshes, our beaches, they belong to all of us, and it takes all of us caring about these places and to be able to protect them for future generations. And we feel strongly that it helps a lot when people can experience these places, to be able to fall in love with them and to really want to care for them and to speak up for them when the time comes.
Got anything good on there?
We got some really good stuff, man. I really, really liked the sunrises we got in here.
Yeah. I
Lots
tell
of
you
color.
what, we're spoiled nowadays, aren't we? We can look at our images right away. I remember the days of film where you were waiting a week or two.
To send it off, and hope,
Now we can see it right away. The Golden Isles, I mean, that name just kind of gives a feel of beauty and warmth and sunlight, and we had a lot of all of that.
We sure did.
And you're right, like, we got some great sunrises.
I think this is almost like a throwback episode for me to when we did a lot of shooting in the state of Georgia.
Absolutely. Anything stand out to you?
Yeah, the first sunrise we had out here, St. Simon's. Yeah. I think also the sunset where we weren't expecting much because the sky didn't look like it was going to cooperate.
Yeah.
But I think I got that bridge, Sydney Lanier Bridge.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I got a good shot with that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's been a great time down here, but the wonderful thing about landscape photography is there's beautiful locations everywhere.
There's always another shoot.
And I think it's time to go find another spot.
Let's do it, man.
You ready? Let's go.
Highs in the woods call out, trails up mountains climb. Ways that sand keep beating.
So I hope you loved that season. We really enjoyed making it. It's a lot of work, a lot of travel, a lot of long days, but in the end, I think the adventures are worth it, and we have some great memories, some great images to share. So I'm here in the studio. This is where it all happens. Got a whole team. As you watch this, we're actually working on season 4. So we're in post-production now for season 4. We travel all over the world. And so you'll be seeing that on PBS here shortly. And then it comes to YouTube after a certain window of time passes because of rights and clearances. Making Viewfinders is very gratifying for everybody involved, bringing it to an audience, helping to showcase the beauty of the world. So I hope you enjoyed that 3rd season. Maybe you had a favorite spot. If so, comment below. I'd love to hear. And look forward to season 4. We went to some really awesome places, including a bucket list location of mine, Iceland.
Show me who you are, hidden diamond star. You're more than you know, more than you know.
Every picture's worth 1,000 words.
And the world is full of stories to tell.
I haven't seen this anywhere that we've been to. I haven't seen this anywhere by myself. This is first class right here, man.
This season, we take our cameras further than ever before.
The flames rise higher, a heart on fire.
While teaming up with the experts who keep these places wild.
I've always loved wildlife and I've spent my life trying to protect species that are disappearing.
Preserve and to conserve those areas that are still in their natural state.
So it's absolutely vital that we protect these island communities because they're the ones that suffer most from problems that they're not necessarily creating.
We still have the possibility to turn this mess around.
New locations, same mission.
Hold on, do that sound again? Watch this.
Look, watch him, here we go. This is the deer call. I'm not even a hunter. Cuckoo!
You'll see what I gotta deal with, man.
Unchained and brighter, lion hearted. Out of the shadows, out of the dark.
I'm Paul.
I'm Chris.
And we're the Viewfinders.